Danite Radio.
Welcome to the Counter Revolution. Thanks for the burrito, bro.
Sure. Did you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Steak.
Pretty mean burrito.
Steak breakfast burrito.
What'd you get?
The pico.
Oh,
Because there's no meat on it.
No
Trying
meat.
to avoid that meat as much as I can. You know,
doing the old
like I do. Like I do. Howdy, folks.
Howdy. Welcome back.
Got a special podcast for you today. We got stood up by our guest podcast, so
Hashtag Devin, you've been called out.
Devin. Yeah. So, have you heard about Britney Spears' conservatorship?
Oh, yeah.
That's brutal, bro.
Which part?
I don't understand how she's adult enough to get on a stage, shake her ass for tens of millions of dollars for her family to spend, but she's not old enough to be in control of her own money, whether or not she gets an IUD.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you
because
mean?
she entered into the conservatorship willingly, am I correct? It was my understanding it was...
It might have been,
I guess it might have been
I
court
think
order.
there might have been a good reason for it back in the day.
Yeah. It
But-
seems like there should be a plan to get her off that, huh?
Yeah.
Weird.
This whole 15 years of, that's crazy. I think, but I don't know. It's just like,
Can you imagine, like...
I don't know if like the intentions were good even to begin with, but the parents can't be. I don't know. It just seems super nefarious.
Oh,
I have a
for
hard
sure.
time believing that they're not just in it for that sweet paycheck they're getting,
That is a weird thing, like... The internet cannot agree on anything, but they're agreeing on... Oh,
Yeah.
Britney Spears' dad is a freaking monster, dude.
Yeah. Jamie, I believe, is his name. I don't know. And it seems weird that you can force people to get birth control. That's towing the line of eugenics, kind of,
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And I know they're not doing it because, she's got some disease that they don't want to pass down, but it's still like, dang,
She has some disease they don't want
No,
to pass
no,
down?
that's what I'm saying. That's what they would do. Like in eugenics, that's what they would do it for.
Yeah.
But she's like, they just don't want her getting pregnant so she doesn't have to pay child support or whatever, because she's already paying Kevin Federline, I'm sure.
And I don't know. It's my understanding that she kind of has her life together now. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like as much as your life can be together when you're
But
one of the most famous
and who
people
knows
in
how much of that is owed to the conservatorship, but at the same time, people got free will, You can't just... I mean,
not
the
forever.
conservatorship laws were designed for end of life stuff, Stan Lee was getting old and loopy, and they were making weird decisions, and the family was like, "Oh, we're gonna lose all this money if we don't get a conservatorship," Which I get it for that, sort of, but even then, like, I struggle with the whole. I guess
Maybe
death,
you don't deserve
life,
his money anyway.
Life and death just aren't dignified either way, But it just seems like, why not get as much dignity as possible, I hate I don't know. I think we should be like dogs. We should just go into the woods and die quietly by ourselves, I hate watching people die. And it's not because I'm like, it scares me to die. It scares me to be that vulnerable in front of, like my grandpa died and my uncle died, and they both had pretty hard deaths, and it was just hard to watch, like,
Strong men.
yeah,
fall apart.
two strong, hardworking men just not be that way anymore,
Yeah.
And I'm sure because I struggle with it, I'm probably setting myself up to die in some horribly slow, undignified way. Because God's going to be like, you need to learn this, brother. But
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know. It gets complicated. At any rate, the whole Britney Spears thing, it's an obvious decision. Like, let her be in charge of her own crap. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's oh, sorry, people, for that scream at you. Yeah, I agree. I don't get how it'll work. And I was listening to a lawyer on it, Mark Garrigus, one of OJ's lawyers. He was like, there is no way they're going to be able to keep this going. He's like, the judge would be insane to let a 40-year-old woman have control of her own life. A 40-year-old woman who makes tens of millions of dollars doing what she does. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just seems wild. I hope she gets it. And I hope she sues her family and makes tons of money doing it. Because that's what she said. She said, as soon as I'm free, I'm suing. So.
Suing for her own money back.
Yeah. That's, and I'm not big. I'm not a litigious fellow. But if ever anyone had a right to,
It's somebody who's been getting robbed by their parents for 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's skeevy, dude.
Yeah.
He's trouble.
For sure. But yeah, what else, bro?
Happy Pride, man.
Happy Pride. We're so proud. Happy hey, gay people, give us all your money.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The pandering is brutal, bro.
I've been freaking into it about that on the Instagram, bro.
Dude, and
just freaking fighting with everybody.
I don't get, if I was a gay dude, and
you'd be a handsome gay fella.
I'd have all the dudes wanting me. No, but would you want to be pandered to like that?
No,
I just don't get it.
So I actually talked about this. I got into a little bit of an argument with somebody on the Instagram.
Yeah.
The original post said there's 168 countries where homosexual marriage is outlawed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 60 countries where homosexual behavior of any kind is punishable by death.
Mm-hmm.
And then the conclusion from that list of, and I know it's high, but I don't know if those numbers are exactly perfect. But that doesn't matter. The conclusion was, this is why Pride Month matters. And I'm like, no, Pride Month has nothing to do with these countries. I don't know any companies that are, starting lobbies in the Sudan to get homosexuality reversed. Like, if that was the case, then Pride Month would matter for this reason. But it doesn't. None of this is happening. And I'm like, look, celebrate Stonewall. Celebrate with your parades. The Stonewall riot, they're freedom fighters. Their rights were being obstructed. They were fighting for their freedom, and they were harmed by the police because of it. By all means, celebrate with your parade, celebrate Stonewall. But Pride Month is just an opportunity for corporations to grandstand and pretend they care about you and then take your money. Yeah. Actually, really, take money from white liberals.
Yeah, for sure.
The classic.
Dude, and I actually listened to our most popular episode. Do you know what it is?
Not off the top of my head.
The UCA.
The
Utah.
I forgot.
The Utah Citizens Alarm.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it, and dude, it was brutal. I was super cringy at some of the stuff I said, but I was right about one thing. These cops are gonna be the ones that take your freaking your guns,
Oh yeah, sure.
And guess what? I mean, look at the way they're handling the January 6th incident. You get the right-wing protesters didn't do anything worse than the left-wing protesters have been doing all that the whole year. And look how many right-wing protesters are in jail, and look how many left-wing protesters are in jail. Yeah. And cops have been doing that. They've been going to left-wing protests. Good, honest citizens, probably supporters of the UCA or people who would support the UCA, get out of their cars to defend themselves. Bam, get arrested.
Those are right wing?
Yeah, they're not right wing. They're just fighting left wing protesters.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's like, well, let's keep supporting the people in power. Let's keep supporting these cops. And it's the same with the corporations. 50 years ago, you think Visa was like, I love these gays, you know? No. If they can flip-flop like that, then they can flip-flop back the other way when it's not popular anymore. When a strongman gets into office and decides to start putting all these quote-unquote homos in camps, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's how it goes. Strong
Suddenly corporations,
tyrants.
We never ran those ads.
Tyrants come down on the gays. Like, that's the way it goes, folks. Like,
Yeah.
they, you know?
So what's the point of it? It's an opportunity for corporations to grandstand and an opportunity for people to come out, I guess. And it's like, you can do that anytime.
Yeah.
I'm glad you feel comfortable doing it in June, but also...
Oh, I've been meaning to come out, dude. I'm bisexual, bro.
Oh, are you?
Fortunately for me, I'm married, so I don't ever have to do anything with a man to be bisexual. I'm just bisexual.
Yeah, because if you did something with a man, that'd be gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the good news is I'm not going to edit that out, and it's going to go down in history as something I said on the internet, so... We'll see how history remembers me.
we might lose one of our followers for that, but oh well.
We won't.
It's
harmless.
I don't get. Yeah, the whole like. I guess it's just I struggle with the whole, and sometimes everyone does it. I do it, but the whole victimhood thing, like. I have to come out as this victim. Well, now Visa gets to ride your victim coattails, and they get to be kind of a victim because they're pro-gay, and all these other haters in America aren't pro-gay.
Well, and Visa gets to ride your coattails into millions of dollars off your victimhood.
Yeah, for sure.
You're just keeping the oligarchy in power.
And to show like how retarded it is all the way around. Chick-fil-A, labeled the most anti-gay company on the planet or whatever, still gets tons of left-wing people spending money there because they can't get over that chicken. You know? It's like, just advertise your freaking product, you know?
Yeah.
Why do we have to have all this political bullcrap from these stupid corporations that happen to have millions of dollars that they can give to your senator to influence the laws any way they want anyways, you know?
And in defense of Chick-fil-A, they didn't really come down against homosexuality.
I know, just gay marriage.
Not even that, did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was because he donated to the Salvation Army.
No, that was actually a problem with Chick-fil-A because they quit donating to the Salvation Army because the Salvation Army wasn't pro-gay marriage, which... is flip-floppy, but originally, about 5 years before that, when the fight for gay marriage was on, Chick-fil-A came out against it.
Gotcha.
And so, but the Chick-fil-A announced probably 2 years ago that they will no longer be donating to the Salvation Army because the Salvation Army won't adopt kids to gays or something. I don't know. You know.
Gotcha.
Because the Salvation Army believes in the family unit, and that the family unit is defined a certain way.
They believe in the freaking militant family unit. They're weird, dude. It's a weird church.
Yeah. The Salvation. Is it a church?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they they actually have like ranks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're organized like a militia. Essentially.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, I did know that actually.
Very weird.
But you're like a member of a church? You like baptized or what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how baptism and membership works, but I know that
I thought it was just like I don't know, like the Masons maybe? Like
I thought it was like Deseret Industries. Like it was I thought it was just like a thrift shop kind of a deal.
Who owns it though?
Yeah, it's not like that. It's a church. I don't think anybody owns it. And I don't know who the leadership is. It's a weird deal, bro.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I don't know. And that's the whole thing. How much good does the Salvation Army do, you know? And because we got politics involved, now they're not getting money from Chick-fil-A, you know? The Salvation Army is like one of the better charities, you know? A lot of charities aren't really charities, but Salvation Army actually does what they say, you know? And it's like, and I don't know. It's so weird. The whole thing is so weird. The whole gay marriage thing is so confusing. Not confusing, just weird. Like, why is it that I just don't see how that's a family, you know? Maybe I'm getting into territory where I shouldn't be getting into. Maybe I'm sounding ignorant, but how can you possibly say that two men can offer the same thing a woman and a man can offer? You know? And same with two women.
Yeah.
And I get it, you know, there's a lot of kids that can go into these gay homes that wouldn't have a family otherwise, but at the same time, why don't we shoot for the ideal as a society, you know? And the ideal is a mother and a father in the home, you know? And we've talked about this on the podcast, just the whole, I've posed the question, all things being the same, if a gay couple lives across the street from a straight couple, they have, everything's the same. Square footage of the house, yearly income, love for the child, all things being the same, who do you give the kid to? You know? And I think that most people would say the woman and the man, and I think anyone that wouldn't say that is being intellectually dishonest.
Yeah, that's a hot take, but I don't think you're wrong.
I just don't. It's weird, dude. It's a weird thing that we wouldn't shoot for the ideal, especially when, what's the percentage of actual gay people, you know? I mean, how much of a minority are we changing the very fabric of our society for? You know?
Yeah.
I've heard 10%, but that seems high.
I don't know. I guess.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird situation.
If we look at the people I follow on Instagram, it's like I follow like 2 gay people.
Yeah.
And I follow like 400 people or something. So that ain't no 10%, but that's going to be a little bit of a slanted statistic.
I think there's 5 gay guys that went to my high school.
Really?
I think so. Is there more than that for you?
I can only think of 1, 2.
And I don't know, and at least 1 lesbian, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more than that. And out of 1,500 people, you know.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'll bet there's more than you.
I'm open to being wrong. Oh, I might. Are you talking your whole high school or just your graduating class?
So that would be my graduating class. There'd be 5.
Oh.
Maybe 4.
I only know of 2 from my graduating class.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, shoot, bro. What are we at? We beat this to death. 18 minutes. Dang, bro. We might not even put this one up, huh? Sheesh. Well, right on. Anything else? What else you got? What else you got for me, bro?
Freaking nothing. We beat Pride to death.
Happy Pride Month, I guess. Know that people are pandering to you. How does it feel to be pandered to?
Yeah. Do you feel like a child now?
Yeah, it's
because that's how it makes me feel, and I'm not even gay,
dude. And that's the thing. Like a lot of it is like, because you know, Krupp is a German company. They built cranes. They mostly just did like hydraulic stuff. I think they manufactured most of the tanks for the Nazis. So, I don't know. Let's say 6 years later, or not 6 years later. Let's say present day. Krupp every month puts a Star of David on the side of their building and says Happy Jew Day or Happy Jew Month. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems pandery, dude. I just don't. And that even seems less egregious than Visa doing it for the gays, you know.
Interesting. Why does that seem less egregious? Does Visa have a history of persecuting?
No, that's why. Because
Krupp, it's an apology.
Yeah,
thing.
Visa doesn't actually have a history of,
at least that we know of.
Yeah, supporting Jew hating, you know.
They don't. Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get where you're going with that.
It's all back to we're all white, so we're all guilty, you know? It's weird.
Yeah. White guilt, dude. That's a weird concept.
And the worst part is, I don't know. Now we could get into Malcolm X again, but man, that guy was right. You white liberals suck.
Dude, he's
Malcolm X and Spencer W. Kimball. No, who was it? Ezra Taft Benson. Right on the white liberal, bro.
Dude, Malcolm X is a weird one because, like, he was never really fully appreciated in his time. But now that he's passed and looking back, we're like, dude, he was like some kind of savant genius when it came to predicting the future.
Yeah,
because like everything he talks about is real and happens.
Yeah, and that's
I get he's unpopular. I get that he's you know he's not popular with the white right either for sure.
Yeah,
but he was right about a lot of stuff. Do your research. That guy was legit.
Well, and the whole
and he wasn't plagiarizing his doctorate thesis and cheating on his wife. So kudos.
Yeah.
What he was a felon though.
All the best political movement leaders are felons.
Actually, that was part of what made him great. He was very open about being a felon, and that's what terrified the white conservative.
Why was he a felon? What did he do?
I think it was an assault charge from when he was younger, or a breaking and entering, maybe. He was, and it was like he was like 18.
How dare he?
Grew up in the ghetto, in the slums, you know, and committed some crime, got arrested.
It wasn't a crime of affluence, like
no. Crime of affluence, like who?
Like me.
Oh, yeah. Went to. I think he got his law degree in jail, maybe, or in prison, and then became this outspoken leader for the. And say what you will about, what's that? Elijah Muhammad's church. Is it the Nation of Islam?
Oh, yeah.
Say what you will about the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
They changed the fabric of the 20th century. So.
Sure.
I digress.
The whole thing with the white liberal thing, it's an argument for segregation on his part, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to be careful as a white man using it because you look like a segregationist even though you're just trying to insult the pansy-ass liberals around you. But at the same time, what good has it done for the black community to be a part of the white community?
This is the most interesting conversation that is possible for us to have politically.
And potentially the most landmines.
Oh my gosh,
we're gonna look
dude.
racist as hell. They're gonna paint us as racist.
If we walk one step further, we will be canceled. Except for that, we don't have any followers.
Yeah, for
sure. We don't have any fans as it is. That's what we need, dude. To get somebody to cancel us and get trending on Twitter, then we'll be freaking famous, dude.
For sure.
Anyways, I digress.
What good has it done? We did do this for them. We didn't invent abortion, but we've made it prominent in the black community. So we've killed a lot of their babies. So that's
So integration is cool.
so. Malcolm X
it's your
probably
boy,
loves
freaking Killer
That's my
Mike.
boy.
He
Yeah.
does on his Netflix show. He does a whole episode about the black dollar.
Yeah.
Do you know how long the black dollar stays in black hands?
How long?
On average, 3 hours.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it's like there's something to be said for spending your money at black owned businesses. And that
As a
goes
black person,
specifically for black people. And I'm by no means saying white people don't shop at black businesses and white people only shop at white businesses. No, I'm saying support and lift people that you believe in.
Your community.
And keep your money in your community. Like that's the key. That raises strong communities is if the dollar stays in your community.
For sure. Which in black communities, that would be the black dollar.
Yeah.
And it's just...
And it's more complicated than that in Utah because there's just not a lot. I don't even know if there are any fully black communities.
Yeah, and when
Utah.
and when Malcolm X was like, "Beware the white liberal, they want to come in and solve all our problems," like that happening has been a huge problem for the, for the way that the black community is run. Now we've replaced fathers with the state in black communities, and which causes all the mass incarceration, and there are other factors, stupid, asinine, arbitrary drug laws, that's unpopular with some people, but there are other factors. But
the thing you said that was the most accurate though is arbitrary.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how unpopular your opinion on drugs are, and we've talked about it. We know how unpopular it is. Arbitrary is the gun laws are arbitrary in this country.
Oh, I said
100%.
I said drug laws. Did I sound like I said guns?
No.
meant drug laws.
Did I say gun laws?
Oh yeah, you said gun laws.
Drug laws
Yeah.
are arbitrary in this country.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, now we're way off base.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's like, yeah, So the modern day. So there's a line in a song called "Modern Day Racism is just stay in your placeism," and it's which implies that it's a class thing, which is true. And the only way that you can be forced to stay in your place is if you buy into the victimhood that the upper classes are selling you. Right? If you're a perpetual victim, you're going nowhere. And that is the danger that the white liberal has on the black community. If you don't trust black people to solve their own problems, A, you're racist, and B, all you're doing is holding them down.
Yeah.
Why can't black people solve their own problems, white liberal? Why do you think that? Why do they need you? Why do they need you to solve their problems?
Why do they need state-funded abortion clinics?
Yeah, exactly. Why can't they get a driver's license or an ID in order to vote? Why can't they raise to the same standard as white people?
Yeah.
And even worse is that just keeps getting more and more egregious. Now, like there are organizations saying that logical thinking is white privilege, meaning that black people can't think logically. They say things like, what was it? Oh, organization and time management is white privilege because black people apparently are incapable of managing their own time as well.
The founding fathers
bonkers, bro.
Is a trigger phrase.
Yeah. They can't
to government agencies.
Yeah, they can't respect what the founding fathers did, even though there were some things that they had to compromise on. That, that's the worst part. They say, oh yeah, the founding fathers are an enemy to black people, but then they don't They don't let them decide for themselves. They don't
Yeah.
actually teach what the founding fathers taught. Where's that taught at? Is it taught in school? Nah.
I think we often fail to overlook we the people of the United States in order to form a more perfect union.
Yep.
They were creating the most perfect form of government ever created up to that point in time.
Year to date.
However, that doesn't mean it wasn't flawed. It was just better than all the other ones on the earth at the time. Better for the common man, better for regular human beings. It was better for each and every one of us rather than great for some oligarchy or some aristocracy.
Which it's not now. Now it's back to the oligarchy, but...
Well, no, it's still better for the common
For now,
man than for other people.
now,
And we'll see
sure.
how long that lasts. It has to be protected. But
Yeah.
And all we can do is continue to work to form a more perfect union. But eliminating what they did, that's a hairy, hairy situation because they changed the world
Yep.
for the better. They changed the world for the better.
Yep. For sure. Freest black people, freest, most affluent black people in history live where?
The U.S.
Right
of
here
A.
in the United States.
The U.S. of A.
Stop letting the white liberal keep you down. They're not listening.
Speaking of which, don't correct me if I call it America. We just kind of got dibs on that, so I'm sorry. I know that North and South America are...
People
Like-
correct you on that?
Yeah, have you never been corrected on that?
No.
Oh, bro. Because technically they're both North and South America. Every country on it is part of America,
Yeah.
and I get that. But at the same time,
I
we just kind of got dibs on it.
I think my habit is to call it the U.S.
As is mine.
so I don't have a
But
problem
it
with
happens.
it. Maybe I call it America. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
But I don't care enough to correct anybody on it.
Yeah,
That's also
certainly.
weird. Right on. All right. Well, we've talked about all this before, so I think we should call it a day.
Yeah.
Let you off easy this time, folks.
Happy Juneteenth.
Daddy. Let you off easy, Dad and Mom. Our only two listeners.
Canale.
Oh, and Kanawe. He still listens?
Oh, yeah, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Way to stick with us, Kanawe.
You the man.
You the man.
Alrighty. Thanks, folks. God bless and have a
God
great week.
bless. Have a great week.